Did we ever really listen to the king? Did we hear what he was saying underneath the beat? We saw the swagger, we heard the crowd scream. But what happens when you turn down the music and just read the words to Heartbreak Hotel? What do you find when you look past the legend and see the man trapped inside his own songs? The answers are not what you think. They are quieter and much, much sadder. Number 19 is He Just Playing a Part. Elvis recorded Are You Lonesome Tonight in a single take on April 4th, 1960. The song itself was old, written back in 1926. Colonel Tom Parker's wife, Marie, loved the song, and she was the one who suggested Elvis record it. The famous spoken word bridge is adapted from a play by Shakespeare, As You Like It. We all know this song. We especially know the laughing version from 1969. It's a famous bootleg. He cracks up during the spoken part. It sounds like a man having fun, messing up a take. But when you really listen to the original, the studio version, something else is there. The song isn't a simple question to a lover. It's a performance about a performance. He asks, "Are you lonesome tonight?" But the whole song is about him being on a stage, right? Like, the stage is bare and I'm standing there with emptiness all around. That's not just a line in a song. That was his life. By 1960, he was the most famous man in the world. He was never alone, but he was always on a stage, even in his own home. He was surrounded by people, his Memphis Mafia, but the emptiness was his. He talks about seeing her in the crowd, about how his heart was filled with glee. It's all past tense. It's a memory of a time when the performance felt real. Now, it's just a role he's playing. I'm sorry I'm not in the play. The heartbreak here is subtle. It's the realization that his entire life has become a show. He's an actor playing the part of Elvis Presley. When he asks if she's lonesome, he's really asking if anyone sees the real him standing on that empty stage. The laughing version feels different in this light. Maybe he was laughing at the absurdity of it all. The absurdity of asking someone else if they were lonely, when he was the loneliest man on earth, trapped in front of an audience forever. Number 18, Can Empathy Break Your Heart? From Mac Davis wrote, "In the Ghetto, Elvis heard the demo and knew he had to record it." This was 1969. It was a politically charged time. RCA executives were nervous. They thought a song about poverty and systemic cycles of despair was too risky for Elvis's image. They wanted him to stick to love songs and movie tunes. Elvis fought for it. He recorded it during the legendary Memphis sessions that revived his career. It became his first top 10 hit in 4 years. This song is heartbreaking because it's not about him. It's about his ability to see the pain of others. Elvis grew up in a 2-room shotgun shack in Tupelo, Mississippi. He knew poverty. He knew what it felt like to be on the outside looking in. He sings about a boy born in the ghetto, about a mother who cries because she can't provide. It's a story he understood in his bones. The lyrics are a bleak, repeating cycle. A boy is born, he's hungry, he learns to steal and fight. He buys a gun, he dies, and another little baby is born. And his hungry little boy is born. The world doesn't change. The cycle continues. Elvis delivers the lines without any of his usual bravado. His voice is soft, almost a whisper. It's full of sorrow. He isn't performing, he's testifying. The pain here is in his compassion. He used his massive platform not to sing about himself, but to tell a story that people didn't want to hear. He forced them to look at the snowy, gray Chicago morn and see the baby who needs help. He knew that world. He escaped it. But a part of him never left. The song is a sad acknowledgement that for so many, there is no escape. He got out, they didn't, and he never forgot that. Number 17, What If Your Love Is a Prison? Suspicious Minds was written by Mark James. His version flopped. Elvis took the song and turned it into an anthem during his 1969 American Sound Studio sessions. The producer, Chips Moman, didn't want the song to fade out in the middle and then come back. It was a production choice by the RCA executives back in Nashville. Moman and Elvis hated it, but it became one of the song's most iconic features. This song sounds like a triumph. It's big, it's powerful, it's the sound of the king making his comeback, but the words are the complete opposite of triumph. They are the words of a man in a cage. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. That's not a declaration of love. That's a confession of imprisonment. He's pleading with someone not to let a good thing die. He feels doubted. He feels watched. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? It's pure desperation. This was recorded as his marriage to Priscilla was beginning to fray. The pressures of his life, his career, and his relationship were immense. You can hear it in the performance. He's not just singing the lyrics, he's living them. The fade out is the most heartbreaking part. The music dies down. It's over. He's lost. But then it swells back up again. He's still there, still trapped, still pleading. The cycle doesn't end. He can't escape the suspicion. He can't escape the relationship. He can't escape the trap. It's a song about, being stuck. For a man who could have anything in the world, the only thing he seemed to want was trust and freedom. And he couldn't find it. The song that sounded like his greatest victory was actually a scream from inside his own gilded cage. Number 16, Is It Better to Have Loved and Lost? Always on My Mind was not an Elvis original. It was written by Johnny Christopher, Mark James, and Wayne Carson. Brenda Lee recorded it first in 1972. Elvis recorded his version later that same year, just a few weeks after he and Priscilla separated. The timing is everything. This isn't a song about a simple mistake. It's a post-mortem on a failed relationship. It's a man looking back at the wreckage and realizing his own part in it. The lyrics are a string of regrets. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. There's no blame here. There's no anger. There is only a profound, quiet sadness. He's not asking for forgiveness. He's just stating a fact. He failed. He was distracted. He was busy being Elvis Presley. And while he was away, the person he loved slipped away. The line "you were always on my mind" is the key. It's not an excuse. It's a tragedy. He's saying that the love was there inside him, but he failed to show it. He failed to translate the feeling into action. His vocal performance is one of his most vulnerable. It's stripped of all artifice. You can hear the weariness in his voice. You can hear the regret. For a man whose life was built on confidence and charisma, this song is a moment of pure, unvarnished humility. He knows he lost something precious, and he knows it was his own fault. The heartbreak is in the quiet acceptance of that failure. It's too late now. All he can do is admit it. Number 15. What Does a King Beg For? Love Me Tender is one of Elvis's most famous songs, but the melody isn't his. It's adapted from a Civil War era ballad called Ora Lee, which was published in 1861. Elvis got a co-writing credit along with Vera Mattson, the wife of one of the film's writers. He recorded it in August 1956 for his first movie. On the surface, it's a beautiful, simple love song, a pledge of eternal devotion, but listen to the words he's singing. It's not a declaration, it's a plea. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. He is begging for love. He is begging for someone to complete him. Think about Elvis in 1956. He was on top of the world. He was the biggest star anyone had ever seen. He had everything. But the first words he sings in his first movie are a request for something he can't buy. He's asking for tenderness, for sweetness, for someone to hold him and never let him go. These are the words of a man who feels deeply insecure. The song is a prayer. He's asking for his dreams to be fulfilled, not by fame or money, but by love. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. It's an unconditional promise, but it's attached to a desperate hope that the other person feels the same. The heartbreak is in the neediness of it. The biggest star in the world, the man every woman supposedly wanted, felt he had to beg for love. He needed reassurance. He needed someone to make his life complete. And he put that vulnerability out there for the whole world to see, hidden inside his most tender ballad. Number 14, How Do You Run From Yourself? Kentucky Rain was recorded in 1969 during the same Memphis sessions that produced Suspicious Minds and In the Ghetto. It was written by Eddie Rabbitt and Dick Hurd. The story goes that Rabbitt was sitting in a leaky basement during a thunderstorm when he came up with the idea for the song. This song is a story. It's a short, sad movie. A man is walking and hitchhiking through the cold Kentucky rain. He's searching for a woman who left him. He doesn't even know why she left. He just knows he has to find her. The music drives forward, relentless like his search, but the lyrics are full of doubt and pain. He's walking the back roads by himself. He's tired, he's cold, he's been on the road for 7 lonely days. He's showing her picture to strangers, hoping someone has seen her. There's a desperation in his voice. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through. It's an endless, hopeless journey. The true heartbreak comes in the bridge. He remembers a warm, soft summer night when she made a fool of me. He then admits she left me with a prayer. He doesn't understand. He's just chasing a memory. He's not just looking for her. He's looking for an answer. Why did she leave? What did he do wrong? He's running through the rain, but he's really running from his own confusion and guilt. The song never resolves. He doesn't find her. The rain just keeps pouring down. It's a story of a man lost, not just in Kentucky, but in his own past, searching for something he will probably never find. Number 13, What If Your Home is a Person? Blue Christmas is a holiday staple. It was written by Billy Hayes and J.W. Johnson and first recorded by Doyle Odell in 1948. I think Elvis recorded his famous version in 1957 for his first Christmas album. RCA was worried the album was too rock and roll for a sacred holiday. They were wrong. It became one of the best-selling Christmas albums of all time. We hear this song every December. It's part of the holiday wallpaper, but we rarely stop to listen to the words. It is one of the most depressing Christmas songs ever written. It's not about presents or snow or family gatherings. It's about profound loneliness during a time when everyone is supposed to be happy. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. The entire song is about the absence of one person. The decorations on the tree don't matter. They're not the same, dear, if you're not here with me. The cheerful greetings he hears from friends are just a reminder of what he's lost. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. That repetition of blue is like a mantra of sadness. He's not just sad, he's completely submerged in it. The heartbreak is in the contrast. Christmas is supposed to be red and green. It's supposed to be bright and warm. His Christmas is cold and blue. It shows that home isn't a place. It's not a decorated tree or a house full of people. Home is a person, and when that person is gone, everything loses its color. For Elvis, a man who spent his life on the road, in hotel rooms and movie sets, the idea of home was probably more important than anything. This song captures the fear of losing it. Number 12, Can You Be a Prisoner of Your Own Image? Jailhouse Rock is the definition of Elvis's rebellious image. Released in 1957, it's one of his most iconic songs and performances. The lyrics were written by the legendary team of Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. They famously wrote it in a few hours after being locked in a hotel room by their publisher. The song is a party. It's a riot. It's fun. The warden threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, and they began to wail. Everyone's dancing. It seems like a celebration of breaking the rules, but read between the lines. It's a song about being trapped. The setting is a jail. The characters are prisoners identified only by their numbers. Number 47 said to number 3, You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. They are literally inmates. They are not free. Their party is happening within the walls of a prison controlled by a warden. They are only allowed to have this fun because the authorities let them. Think of Elvis's life in 1957. He was a prisoner of his own fame. He couldn't go anywhere without being mobbed. He was controlled by his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. He was told what to sing, what movies to make, where to go. He was living in a gilded cage. Jailhouse Rock feels like a metaphor for his entire career. And he was the king of the jailhouse. He could put on a great show. He could make everyone dance. But at the end of the night, he was still locked inside. The heartbreak is realizing that one of his most defiant anthems of freedom is actually a song about a party in a prison. He was the star inmate. Number 11 is A Fool Still a Fool If He Knows It. A Fool Such As I was another old song that Elvis revived. It was written by Bill Trader and first released by Hank Snow in 1952. Elvis recorded his version in 1958, just before he left for the army. This song is a confession. It's a man admitting his own foolishness to the woman who left him. He knows he's making a mistake by still loving her. Pardon me if I'm sentimental when we say goodbye. He's apologizing for his own feelings. He knows he should be strong, but he can't help himself. He admits that he let a quarrel make him lose his world of happiness. He knows it was his fault. He understands why she's leaving to find someone new. He even wishes her luck. But then comes the heartbreaking turn now. And then, hope you'll think of me, a fool such as I. He's not asking for her to come back. He's just asking to be remembered, even if it's only as a fool. The deepest pain is in the self-awareness. He knows he's being pathetic. A fool such as I will never be free. He's trapped by his own love, his own mistakes. He can see the situation clearly, but he's powerless to change his own heart. Elvis sings it with a kind of resigned sadness. There's no anger, just a quiet acceptance of his own character flaw. He's a fool, and he knows it. And he knows he'll probably go on being one. That kind of self-knowledge, without the power to change, is a special kind of heartbreak. Number 10, How Does It Feel to Be an Option? Don't Be Cruel was released in 1956 on the B-side of Hound Dog. It was written by Otis Blackwell. The single became one of the biggest hits in history, with both sides hitting number 1 on the charts. It's upbeat, it's catchy, it's classic rock and roll, but the lyrics are incredibly needy. They are a desperate plea from a man who feels like he's being played with. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. He's offering his love completely, but he's not getting the same in return. He feels like he's on trial. The lines are simple and direct. I don't want no other love. Baby, it's just you I'm thinking of. He's laying all his cards on the table. He's totally committed, but her actions make him feel insecure. Don't stop thinking of me. Don't make me feel this way. He's begging her not to leave him. The most revealing line is, if I've made you mad for something I might have said, please, let's forget the past. He's so desperate to keep her that he's willing to apologize for something he might not have even done. He's walking on eggshells. He's afraid to make a wrong move. This isn't the confident, swaggering king. This is a vulnerable young man terrified of being rejected. He's essentially saying, please pick me. Don't be mean to me. I love you. Why don't you love me back? The upbeat music hides the sound of a heart on the verge of breaking. Number 9, What If Your Only Hope Is a Dream? If I Can Dream was written by Walter Earl Brown. He wrote it in 1968 after being deeply moved by the assassinations of Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy. The song was written specifically for Elvis to perform at the end of his '68 comeback special. Colonel Parker wanted him to end the show with a traditional Christmas song. Elvis refused. He heard If I Can Dream and knew it was the right message for the time. This song is pure, raw emotion. It's a departure from almost everything else he had ever recorded. It's a cry for a better world, born out of pain and confusion. The lyrics are a series of questions and hopes. There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. He's looking at the darkness of the world around him and searching for a crack of light. The heartbreak is in the desperation of that search. He sings about a troubled land and a heart full of pain. He asks, tell me why. Oh, why can't my dream come true? It's the cry of a man who doesn't understand the chaos and hatred he sees. His performance is explosive. It's not polished. His voice is ragged with emotion. He's on his knees, pleading with the world to be better. The song is powerful because It's not a confident statement, it's a fragile hope. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, the "with" is the most important word. He's not sure it's possible, but he has to believe it is. He has to hold on to that dream, because without it, there is only the darkness. He put all his pain and the pain of a nation into that one performance. It was a prayer for peace from a man who rarely showed that side of himself to the world. Number 8. When is a love song not a love song? Can't Help Falling in Love is one of the most popular wedding songs of all time. It was featured in the 1961 film Blue Hawaii. The melody is based on a French love song from the 18th century called Plaisir d'amour. It's seen as the ultimate romantic statement. But is it? Listen to the words again. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. He starts by acknowledging that what he's doing is foolish. He knows it's against all wisdom and good sense. That's a strange way to start a celebration of love. The song is not about a mutual, secure love. It's about a force he can't control. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. It sounds romantic, but it's also passive. He's not making a choice. He's being pulled along by a current. He is helpless. The final lines are the most revealing. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. It's an act of complete and total surrender. He is giving up all control. He is handing his entire life over to this feeling, this person. There's a vulnerability there that borders on dangerous. It's not a song about the joy of finding a partner. It's a song about the terrifying, overwhelming power of an emotion that has taken him over completely. The heartbreak is in his powerlessness. He knows he's a fool rushing in, but the river is too strong, and he's letting it carry him away. Number 7, how do you sing about your own divorce? In 1972, Elvis and Priscilla separated. It was one of the most difficult periods of his life. Shortly after, he recorded Separate Ways, a song written by Red West and Richard Minnegra. The Red West was a longtime friend and member of Elvis's inner circle. He saw the pain up close. This song is brutally honest. There's no metaphor, no poetry. It's a direct conversation about the end of a marriage. Separate ways, worlds apart. There's nothing left for us to do. It's a statement of fact, delivered with a heavy heart. The song's deep sadness comes from the presence of their daughter, Lisa Marie. He sings about trying to explain the situation to a child. There's a little girl at home, and she's crying all alone. It's a shame, it's a crime, to make her pay for our mistakes. He's not just mourning the loss of his wife, he's mourning the destruction of his family. He acknowledges his own role in the failure. Maybe we were too young, or maybe you're the one, or maybe I'm the one to blame. There's no anger, just a sad search for an answer that doesn't exist. The lines "we can't go on together with suspicious minds" directly reference his own hit song, connecting his personal life and his art in a painful, public way. He sings about pretending for the sake of the child. Let's not let the child see the tears and the misery. It's a portrait of a man trying to hold it together while his world falls apart. This isn't a performance. It's a confession. He's singing about his own life, his own pain, and his own failure as a husband and father. It is perhaps the most autobiographical and heartbreaking song he ever recorded. Number 6, What's Left When the Show Is Over? Memories was another song written by Mac Davis for the '68 comeback special. It was part of a medley where Elvis sat on the stage with his original bandmates, Scotty Moore and DJ Fontana, and reminisced about his early days. The song is designed to be nostalgic, but the lyrics go to a much sadder place than simple nostalgia. The song is about the end of things. It's about time passing and the beautiful moments you can never get back. Memories, pressed between the pages of my mind. Memories, sweetened through the ages, just like wine. It starts off warm and sweet, but the mood shifts. He sings of quiet nights and quiet stars and a bicycle that had red handlebars. He's remembering childhood innocence, but then he sings of a sleepy town and a schoolhouse playground, and a young girl's eyes that promise paradise. It's all in the past, it's gone. The most heartbreaking part is the chorus, and the memories of a girl I'll never see again. The finality is devastating. This isn't just about looking back fondly, it's about looking back at things that are lost forever. The song is about the ghosts we all carry with us. The faces, the places, the feelings that exist only in our minds. For Elvis, a man whose entire life was a public memory, this song must have been incredibly poignant. He was trapped by his own past. Everyone wanted the 1950s Elvis. But he was a man in his 30s, trying to move forward. The song is a sad acknowledgement that the past is all some people wanted from him, and maybe in his quietest moments it was all he had left for himself. Number 5, Can You Be Rejected by the Whole World. Return to Sender was a hit from the 1962 movie Girls, Girls, Girls. It was written by Otis Blackwell and Winfield Scott. It's a fun, upbeat rock and roll tune with a saxophone solo. It sounds like classic, happy-go-lucky Elvis. But the story in the lyrics is one of complete and utter rejection. A man writes a letter to his girlfriend after a fight. He sends it with a stamp, return to sender. He's trying to make up, but the letter comes back. He tries again. It comes back again. Every time there's a new message written on the envelope, address unknown, no such number. No such zone. This isn't just a breakup, this is a person being erased. His girlfriend is not just refusing to talk to him, she's pretending he doesn't exist. She's making him a non-person. He put his heart in the mail, and it was sent back, unopened, unwanted. He even goes to her house. I went to her house and I rang the bell. I looked through the window, and I could tell she was home. But she doesn't answer. He's been completely shut out. For a man who lived on the adoration of millions, this story of total, personal rejection is stark. The music is cheerful, but the situation is a nightmare. He's offering his love, and the world is stamping it, return to sender. It's a small story about a big fear, the fear of being so unwanted that people pretend you were never even there. Number 4, What If You're the Last One to Know? Little Sister was another Lieber and Stoller creation, but the lyrics were by Doc Pomus and Mort Schumann. It was released in 1961. It's a classic rock song with a driving beat and a killer guitar riff by Hank Garland. It sounds tough and cool, but the singer is not in control. He's been played for a fool. He sings about his ex-girlfriend who he calls Little Sister. He's warning her not to do what he did. Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice, then say it's been real nice, and then you run. He's describing exactly what her older sister did to him. He tells the story of how his former love used to steal his money and stay out all night. I used to pull my hair. I used to cry and swear. He was a wreck. He was completely broken by this woman. Now he sees her younger sister, and he's terrified of it happening again. The heartbreak is in his paranoia and his past pain. He's so scarred by the first relationship that he can't even trust this new one. He's projecting the sins of the older sister onto the younger one. The line, well, I've been here before. I'm gonna see you on the floor. Sounds like a threat, but it's really a cry of pain. He's remembering his own breakdown. He's a man who has been cheated on and lied to. He's trying to act tough, but the whole song is an admission of how badly he was hurt. He's not just singing to the little sister, he's singing to himself, trying to convince himself not to make the same mistake again. It's a song about how past trauma can poison the present. Number 3, Is It Possible to Drown in Loneliness? An Elvis didn't write Heartbreak Hotel. It was written by Mayborn Axton and Tommy Durden. Durden read a newspaper story about a man who destroyed all his identity papers and left a one-line suicide note, I walk a lonely street. That line became the foundation of the song. Elvis recorded it in 1956. It was his first single for RCA and his first million-selling record. The executives at RCA hated it. They thought it sounded dark and weird. They were right. It is dark and weird. And it is utterly heartbreaking. This isn't a song about a simple breakup. This is a song about a place where hope goes to die. It's down at the end of Lonely Street. This isn't a real hotel, it's a state of mind. It's the final destination for the brokenhearted. The lyrics paint a grim picture. The bellhop's tears are real. The desk clerk is dressed in black. The rooms are filled with people who have given up. The broken-hearted lovers, they're crying in their rooms. This is a place of permanent sorrow. Elvis's performance is what sells the horror. His voice is full of echo, making him sound like he's crying out from a vast empty space. He's not just singing about the hotel, he's a resident there. Although it's always crowded, you still can find some room. There's always room for one more broken heart. The final verse is the most chilling. Well, if your baby leaves you, and you got a tale to tell, just take a walk down Lonely Street to Heartbreak Hotel. You will be. You will be. So lonely, you could die. It's not a metaphor. It's a warning. This level of loneliness is fatal. For a 21-year-old to sing with such profound understanding of despair is shocking. He wasn't just launching rock and roll. He was giving a voice to the deepest, saddest parts of the human experience. Number 2, Who Was He When the Music Stopped? I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry is a Hank Williams song. Williams recorded it in 1949. It is one of the foundational songs of country music. Elvis performed it live during his 1973 Aloha from Hawaii concert, which was broadcast by satellite to over 1 billion people. He introduced the song by saying, "I'd like to sing a song that's probably the saddest song I've ever heard." He was right. The lyrics are pure distilled loneliness. It's a man sitting alone at night, observing the world around him. He hears a whippoorwill that sounds too blue to fly. He sees the midnight train whining low. He watches a robin weep when leaves begin to die. Nature itself is mirroring his own internal despair. The song is quiet, it's still. It's the sound of a silent scream. The silence of a falling star lights up a purple sky. The beauty of the world only makes his own loneliness feel more acute. He's an observer completely disconnected from everything. When Elvis sang this, he was at the peak of his fame, but at a low point in his personal life. His divorce from Priscilla was final. He was struggling with his health and the pressures of being a legend. When he sang the line, "I've never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by," you believe him. He had lived those nights. The heartbreak is in hearing the king, the ultimate showman, strip everything away and admit to this profound sadness. He wasn't playing a character, he was sharing the saddest song he'd ever heard, because at that moment he was living it. He was telling 1 billion people that the man in the white jumpsuit, the superstar of the world, was so lonesome he could cry. And nobody seemed to really hear him. Number 1, what if it was all a cry for help? You look back at all these songs. Don't Be Cruel, Love Me Tender, Are You Lonesome Tonight? They are filled with pleading, with neediness, with a desperate desire for connection and reassurance. They are the words of a man who, despite having the love of the entire world, felt fundamentally unloved. He sang about being trapped. He sang about being a fool. He sang about being lonely to the point of death. He sang about his own divorce. He sang about the pain of others. He hid his own insecurities inside the swagger of rock and roll. He wrapped his loneliness in beautiful melodies. He performed his heartbreak for sold-out crowds. The final heartbreaking realization is that it was all there, right in the open, from the very beginning. From Heartbreak Hotel to his final concerts, he was telling us his story. He was telling us he was in pain. He was telling us he was lonely. He was telling us he was scared. We just weren't listening to the words. We were too busy watching him dance. We heard the music, but we missed the message. The greatest tragedy of Elvis Presley might be that he spent his whole life singing about his own broken heart, and the world just sang along.